I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Wow.
Can anybody figure out why he wasn't?
He'd already passed.
Right.
He'd already passed, yes.
Absolutely.
And that, so I had, having him take me back. So she's walking me through, oh, well, she was really quiet, she came out the door, she had her keys. I said, this girl was an animal handler. You realize the cat would have heard him, like, in the house, putting her shoes on, getting the keys, coming out, getting it on. Oh, the electric car was really quiet. They had a million excuses. Doesn't matter, the devastation of that relationship still happened.
Right.
Because the stepmother was devastated by what happened, that she felt she took a life. Okay, cat was sleeping under the car.
Right.
And I'm thinking, cat doesn't do that. Would have gotten up hours ago. Your first 3 steps getting through the door, the cat would have walked away. Okay, so they had a lot of justification. But trying to get the cat to walk me through his process. And then all of a sudden seeing, wait a minute, I see the body, but you're not in it.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So English, not his first language. Okay. And the conversation of, wait a minute, we've all had this. You're not talking about what I'm talking about. You're not in the same place. You haven't had the same life experience. It doesn't matter if I'm talking to my sister or talking to somebody I've known for 25 years. I'm talking to my own kids. We're like, what? We're not maybe having the same conversation. So we're going to do this in pictures because I think pictures really speak volumes. Dottie's not up here shopping, so that's one thing I had to. You can find folders like, oh, that elbow works too, to keep them flat. So in our audience today, I have some helpers. And what I asked them was to keep it to themselves. Of course, I would print it if I needed to, and one of them I have. But I've looked at it once, laughed. First thing I did was saw this picture was go, oh, that's so bad. So I have picked 4 different people in the audience, different lifestyles, different ages, different places in the room, and asked them to print me a picture. And they said, what picture? I said, whatever resonates with you. I want it to be spiritual. I want it to be accidental. I want you to pull something up on the computer or your phone or walking down the street, and you say, that's what I'm going to bring. That's what Am and I are going to talk about with everybody. Because isn't that what CCLS is? About the spirituality of the moment, of the lifetime, about where we're going. So I wanted to really enhance that. So I'm going to take the microphone, and I'm going to not start with one that I picked. I gave you yours, right? Okay, good. So everybody's got theirs. So here we go. And we're going to travel. So, yes, this is supposed to shock you and creep you out, because you guys all know that I'm shocking and
Creepy, okay.
sarcastically creepy. So, this is the picture I'm starting with of me. This is only probably 8 years ago. So, if you know anything about my history, is that I was born hearing all the plants and animals and that kind of stuff, and I thought everybody did. And then you say a couple times, hey, don't do that, they don't like it, and they look at you like, what? No, okay, we're not talking about that anymore. So, this is me about 8 years ago. Does anybody see what's on my back?
Yeah, it's a beetle.
A tarantula.
Oh, tarantula.
Not a spider. Have some respect for the decency of this. Okay? I absolutely adore them, all spiders. A couple of people online are like, what do you do for spiders? And I said, well, I name them. And then as long as they stay over there and eat the bugs, I go, doing good, Bob. How are you doing this morning? I had one over the bathroom toilet, and I said, okay, that's too close. You either got to pick left or right.
But not.
And my daughters have gotten used to it. They're like, man, you didn't kill the spider, did you? I said, no. I mean, they're walking him outside. Because that's what the old Christmas cups are for. You know, you go to parties. And you just scoop them over the paper and you walk them out and they go, ooh, joy, more food. It's a symbiotic relationship. So this is me. I got to be at an event where I was doing education for some middle school kids in a private school. And we had a young woman bring her tarantula posse. And I was like, oh, I've never gotten to just sit and hold them for a long term. So this little guy had been in my hands, and the first thing he did was run. So I can't explain this. Let me take your hands and do them like over and over and over, that like this. And so he ran from one hand to the next in my hand.
Wow.
And so once he got tired of that, buggered up. I'm not going anywhere. Then I was holding him and I had him on my shoulder and he started crawling down my back. And so the girl next to me said, no, that's just funny. Because I was laughing and the kids were laughing and it was like, you don't mind? Nope, I think it's funny. In my shirt in the collar, he's not there now because it's tarantula, cockroach, not a good thing. Madagascar, hissing cockroach. They're ginormous. And so he's actually what sat on my shoulder for 5 hours.
Wow.
And one kid finally touched him too hard and he went, I went, well, now we know what this sounds like. So this is but what is my expression?
Yes.
Joy.
Pure joy. This is my zen. This is my happy place. Going out, walking in Shasta, in any place. I go out and walk in the trees and all that kind of stuff. My car's the farthest one in the parking lot and that type of stuff because I enjoy being outdoors and that type of stuff. But being with the animals, I feel what they feel. It's a very short conversation with the raccoons because there's not a lot of brains. So have that joy and you respect what God has given us. This is my picture of joy. Janet, share us your picture. Now you remember, I have not seen these because I want to have that instant response with you. Go ahead, I'll hold it up. Go ahead, turn around. Tell us why you chose this as your picture that's resonated with you when I asked you to bring one.
I just brought this because it represents something universal.
Everyone can hear her?
Something universal, something powerful, something courageous.
Mm-hmm. And beautiful.
And seeing it for the first time, I see her determination of, for me, if I had to guess, it's something in this moment has challenged her emotionally, physically, and she's determining to move forward, to figure out
Nothing's gonna stop her.
what do I do next
Nothing's gonna
with this, whatever this is, tragedy, from earthquake, your house fell down, to somebody died. I mean, there's a huge difference, but this is, I'm getting up. This is her stand up for me. Does anybody else have a different feeling when they saw that? Determination.
Determination that I'm gonna go forward,
Yeah.
that no matter what this is, it's not gonna hold me down. I'm gonna express how I feel and I'm gonna go forward.
Exactly. Thank you, Janet, so much. Ready?
But I also get a feeling of, I have been victimized and I'm not gonna take it
Enough.
anymore.
Yep,
Yeah.
enough.
It's
You see
enough.
that face
That's-
right on her
that's-
face.
That's
This
that
is enough.
tear. Because, as we all
Yeah.
know, when women cry, quite often it's not because of sadness, it's not because of anything that most people think of. Is, you have pushed me so far, the
Yes.
only thing I can do right now is cry. And,
Yeah.
and that's really an amazing picture.
Amazing. Simon.
Where should I stand?
Go up that way.
Any way, and you can turn, just like Janet did, so pick the middle, pick the side, you do whatever's organically you.
I like that. What's organically? Go, Simon.
This one.
Now Simon's is the only one I have seen, because as I said, I didn't want them to go to any cost, so if you needed me to print it, I'd print it. So I looked at it really quickly when I hit print, and I laughed my butt off, and I went, this is perfect. I texted him and said, okay, see why I chose you?
For them.
Yeah, I love it.
Tell us why you chose this amazing child.
Actually, I was looking for a picture of anticipation because
Well,
everyone
that
shows
would-
anticipation differently, and this one really stood out to me because I can't tell if she's happy. I can't tell if she's like about to see it or she just saw it. I can't tell if she is like she might be even a little like frustrated, like, oh my God, hurry up! Just what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Just show me. And it made me laugh.
Absolutely.
Put it this
Or it
way.
could be as simple as,
Simon?
don't do that again!
Thank you.
The fist coming up alongside.
It's kind of like ambiguous.
You get.
But I don't
To
even get
decide.
a she.
It might be a he.
It could be a he.
It could be.
Yeah,
It
I don't
could
even
be.
know.
yeah.
Yes.
I didn't get that at all from the picture.
What did you get, Sonica?
Shut the heck up.
Yeah,
Could
But you
be.
see what communication is? It's personal. So what I want you to start thinking about is, we are all in this room, we're all from different places, and we saw that picture completely different. No one's wrong.
Right.
But I hope, I'm gonna use this word, yes. But you're obligated to ask, clarify,
Yes.
check in with them. Are you okay today? You look fabulous, but I was a little concerned. And then they get to respond and get to own what, how, because maybe she's not here and it's all in my mind. Because that's what I was thinking when I was talking to that cat, and them going, really? I see you, they see you, there's witnesses, there's a body, they took it to the vet. I don't know why they did that. They drive over a cat, it's kind of done.
Do you
But
want them,
ask.
do you want those put up there?
Yes, they need to just go to Judy.
Me?
Sorry, not to Judy, she's doing something. My other assistant, I go so much. So that everybody can see them and mull them over or figure out, keep the conversation going. Yes, sir?
I was saying, I'm a little kid, I want that cookie.
Exactly. And a lot of times, we put, because let's say, we're coming up on lunch and we all go, well, that's where my head is. And my tummy's growling, and that's what you see. So remember, I know I've done this. I'm in a bad mood or a great mood, and I interpret it on the person
Right.
and take
Right.
their
Yes.
comment the whole completely wrong way. Okay? You might see a tarantula on my back and go, oh, yeah, bleep, 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 no way. And I'm thinking, yay, it's Christmas! And I'm gonna let him walk all over me and get a picture of my head. Everybody's joy, fear, anger, racism is
Mhm.
different.
Yes.
And I want to open your mind that communication, that quote, again, was just that. I thought, no, I'm just going to go out of the dictionary because I needed something neutral, not with my flavor to it. Now, the last 3 words were mine. Sonica.
I actually picked 2 pictures because I didn't know which one.
She's an overachiever. We love her. So pull out which one or both. It is your choice.
I'm gonna take because
Come on.
Because my journey has always been about what you see on the surface and what's actually behind it.
Right.
So this was my first picture. This woman I actually found on the internet. She's a Russian pop singer. Her name is Galina.
Something.
Gagarina. That's it. Polina Gagarina. That's it. And she's fabulous. She's just absolutely fabulous. So she was the first one that I found. And then I found my absolute favorite all-time singer, and I loved the photo because I love body art. And this woman's name is Nargis Sakirova, and she is just a absolutely phenomenal Russian singer. But I love her body art. I think she's just completely exotic, and I love the exotic. And so that's why I couldn't figure out which one to show you guys. So I really like those two.
We never stifle creativity. Do you want to give that to her and she'll pull it up? And it gives you a chance to look at it.
Did you get that one?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, art,
I'll get a closer one.
we all know, is subjective. It's very personal. It's very personal. I happen to love watercolors and that type of stuff, but not, my mother painted in oils. Her whole life she was an artist. And she kept saying, would you like a piece? No. And I finally had to share with her. I said, your work is lovely. It's not my style. I don't do oils. They're too harsh for me. And yet my sister's houses are covered with her pieces. And that's lovely. But one day, 35 years later, she painted a watercolor and asked me, would you like this one? I said, oh, yeah. And she'd done like 4 versions of it. It hangs in my house today.
Wow.
Because it resonates with me, and that's what this says. It resonates with you.
What does it show about my style of communication? I was just really interested in your feedback about that.
Well, again, it's personal. So what I'm going to say it says about your communication, just from my gut in this moment, which I find the most genuine, is you breathe artistic. You breathe, you know when they say you bleed green or whatever, you bleed the creative, the artistic, the woman who is in her artistic sense. This really is your favorite. Did you see how her voice changed?
Yes.
How her expression
Yes.
changed?
Yes.
How the way you presented it changed? And
Yes.
you said, and the reason I love this. I mean, you walked into that photo
Yeah.
and owned it because it was you. And that's what I asked each one of you. You all said, no, what kind of picture? Nope. Go wherever you want. I don't care if it's a bus driving down the street. It doesn't matter. I want you to pick something that speaks to you. Because if I picked them, and then I asked you to interpret them, well, it'd be a totally different conversation.
Right.
But you lit up with the second one.
Mm-hmm.
You lit up. And just what we got, a psychology analysis there. Which one is printed in color? Which one is printed, which costs more money? I know, because I'm cheap. And I own it. And that type of stuff. So do you see what I'm talking about? Everything about the way you presented it and that you kept it back as special. You had it behind because you wanted to present it on its own. And you printed it in color. All of that speaks volumes about who you are and what you value. Okay. Lovely, Laura. Please show us your picture.
Okay. This is the little guy who was at Donner State Park many years ago. He's probably about 35 by now.
Could you stand under the light so that we could see that better, please?
Okay. Oops, the finger's out of the way. To me, this says determination and concentration. Because what the little guy was doing, that stick he has in his hand, he was using it as a hammer. And he was beating the heck out of that post in front of him.
I mean, there's no nail in between?
No.
Oh,
In
most
his,
abuse.
in his mind, there might have been.
Exactly.
But I just thought he was just so cute. He was so determined, concentrating so hard on what he was doing. It just spoke to me.
It's absolutely precious. It's absolutely precious. The innocence of a child, volumes. Absolute volumes. What it says for me, Laura, is that you treasure these moments from the past. That innocence of a child, if you want to go that far. But you chose something that is pretending to be color, but truly has that flavor of a black and white with the colors and the hues
Yeah, the
that it's
sepia.
printed in. Yeah, it's just lovely. Yes.
I forgot to mention when I was up there with my picture, one reason I chose a child is that children haven't learned that you're supposed to make your face a certain way.
Right.
And
Okay, smile.
they're just kind of like, oh, this is my raw emotion, and I'm just gonna just bleh. And so I just felt like that would be more,
Honest, maybe.
I guess more honest, but also like there's more to read there. Like we all were like, oh, the kid's excited. Oh, the kid wants you to shut up. Oh, the kid wants whatever.
Right.
I don't know, that's it.
And Laura, you did the same. You chose a child that all of us can say, there's a boatload of determination. And luckily, there's no hammer in his hand. It's just another piece of wood or something. But he is going to get whatever. Let's hope it's not a bug, because I will cry. That I can't see, that they're going to squish, and all that kind of stuff. But what I love is, if you haven't noticed, there was a plan in who I asked, in where they sit in this audience. And I explain that to each one of them. The reason I'm asking you is because you're all completely different personalities. But you all sit in a room, which says volumes about how you feel comfortable. Some of us love the front. Some of us like the back. And there's nothing wrong with everything else and in between. So it's communication. All of it. From the way you dressed, the way you got up, the way you greeted or didn't greet somebody, it's all communication. And a lot of times, we forget I'm a victim and a culprit of doing this, and you beat yourself up and go, I could have done that better. And I'm learning now that it's okay to go back and say, I'm really sorry the way I greeted you. I was still having that fight at home with the car that didn't start and to call AAA or whatever. And sometimes we need to quantify that so that you can tell somebody, this isn't you. Because you don't know if it isn't been them all day long. And that's a really hard place to be. Just going up and saying, thank you for coming. We're glad you're here. Opening your arms and saying, whatever. Whatever you need, want, and do. And I know that does CCL for me. And why I can come up and keep struggling going, no, I need to speak from my heart and stop writing it down and trying to be perfect. Because that was my problem of saying, I love talking to you guys. So at lunch and staying and everything, why doesn't that resonate? Because I was judging me. And we all need to get out of our own way sometimes to communicate better with your own heart, with your own soul. Because when you're balanced, you're able to open that love portal, I think. I know for me, I am. When I'm loving me, I'm able to love you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
When I am loving me, I am able to love you. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, we got somebody that'll just write a song and I'll sound famous. I'll sound famous on top of that. But it's really important. I have learned this just in the last few years of my life. You've got to love you first. If you can't, find out why. Find out who can help you through that path. Having best friends, having people in my life that only do me good. And that's all of you. That's this congregation. That's these people. I have preached this to a bunch of 20-year-olds, sadly in the last year. Literally preached is the word I'm going to choose. Because they don't get it. You spend years going, but I should have girlfriends. Well, great. Well, but just have the right ones. You don't have to have anybody. I mean, it's lovely you picked them off the street, but that might not be safe. And that kind of stuff. But you need to give back. It's not a one-way street. If I don't contribute something to your life, then I need to either change the way I'm doing things because I want you in my life, or we need to say, it's been great. We can sit side by side, but we don't have to walk this path together because it's not our path. And the hardest thing is to explain that to somebody, which I did last year, who had a friend for 20 years. And they went through the wars and their parents and college and, we're going to get through this. And then the world gets involved because you're just too stupid to get it. And that's my problem. It was like, I'm in my own way. And this young woman just kept saying, no, we're going to fix it. Oh, no, we're going to do this. And then the entire catastrophe hit. And the world seemed to tip on its end. And all the things we said, be careful, we can see this, be careful, be careful. She now had the blinders on. And there was a lot of hurt. There was a lot of crying. There's a lot of recovery. But guess what? And Jan's going to know this. You're going to know this if you've ever been through any crisis in your life. The communication to your heart is, I can move forward. How do I move forward? What do I do next to be better for this situation? Not worse. Because you can be better. You can move forward from what you think can sever people. When my best friend's parents were killed on live TV when I was 11, our whole world changed. And it was like, oh my God, this is a woman who raised me, who stepped in and became my mother. And she was gone in a blink. And the 11 o'clock news announced it. In those days, they were legally able to say, there was a plane crash on blah, blah, blah street, and it was a couple, blah, blah, blah. They gave enough details that all they're missing is their names. And their kids were watching it with their grandmother. my best friend called me and said, my parents are dead. I said, that's not funny. That's not even remotely funny. She said, no. I said, how would you know this? Aren't they at dinner? Yes, but we just saw it on the news. 15 minutes later, the police were at her door.
Hmm.
Her whole life, she moved to another state. Her sisters never lived together again. Nothing was the same. My best friend, I'd never had a death in my life like that. Aunts, uncles of my grandfather's brothers. And everybody kept saying, they were wonderful men. One day I said, did anybody tell these people that they were wonderful men? Please, communicate. Go up to somebody and say, I love you. I like your hair. Gosh, that's a great pair of jewelry. Well, I don't care. Something that's genuine. Let me stress. Genuine. Be real. And if you have nothing nice to say, what does Mom say? Don't say nothing at all. Okay?
That's what Thumper says.
Smile and nod. This is what my thing is. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I washed my hair today. Yeah, I haven't done it in a month. How's that working for you? You can find something of value in every single person because we are invaluable. But guess what? Who has to know it first? You do. You do. We all interpret something different. Is it wrong? No. It's just your choice of interpretation. As long as you're not burning anybody, killing anybody, you know, there's some guidelines and that kind of stuff. But when my best friend's father, who was an Air Force fighter pilot, dies in a single-engine plane crash, at this age you go, I guess God needed him more than I did. But his mother was my mother. Her mother was my mother. The only good adult role model in my life